Well, good Monday evening. So if we learned nothing else from the COVID pandemic, it's that there's a tremendous potential for learning about science and what we flush, our wastewater. Research at the U of M helped unlock a monitoring system that has become the most reliable way to track how much a virus is circulating, that virus specifically. It even predicted waves of hospitalizations and deaths before they happened. But now that cases of the flu and RSV are tying up hospitals all over the country, far more than COVID, a lot of people have asked, well, why don't we do the same thing for those viruses? So Kent went back to the experts at the U who have been leading the way on this research to get some answers. Hey, Kent.
Hey, Jenna. Yeah, from the very first time I waded into this wastewater research topic, and no, that's not literal, I did not wade in that. Experts told me that the idea is to take this process and infrastructure set up for COVID-19 and apply it to other pathogens, other viruses. Well, today I learned that they are now closer than ever to doing that in several different ways.
For nearly 2 years, 44 wastewater treatment plants in Minnesota have provided samples twice a week that have given us our earliest indicator of how COVID is spreading in our state. And now they're about to tell us even more.
We're working on a platform that will simultaneously measure flu, RSV, and SARS-CoV-2. So it's the same sample. It's just that the target is different. So what we're trying to do is optimize the assay so that we can, with greater sensitivity, detect the flu virus.
Dr. Timothy Schacker says that is coming soon. But as the U of M Medical School's Vice Dean of Research, he says flu and RSV are already causing widespread issues in our healthcare system, meaning there is an even bigger question to consider.
What do you do with that information? At the beginning of the respiratory virus season, it's probably pretty useful to be looking to see where it comes from and how it emerges and that sort of thing. We can work collaboratively with the Department of Public Health. They can alert pediatricians, et cetera, in the area to be on the watch for this.
And that's not all these tiny vials might provide. For the last year, he says they've sent samples from 2 wastewater sites to the National Institutes of Health for an even bigger study.
We're building out a platform now where we're going to sequence all of the RNA fragments that are in the wastewater and then look for just what's there, what pathogens are there. What I'm really interested in is what's out there that we don't know. We just have to go looking.
Before it becomes a problem. That's the idea.
Before it becomes a problem, exactly.
And thanks to federal and state grants, along with NIH equipment coming directly to Minnesota, he says those answers are also coming soon.
I'm hoping in 3 or 4 months we'll have started to see how feasible this is and what kind of results we're going to be getting.
And he says it's all thanks to that nation-leading network of treatment plants that realize the value in our waste.
They're just doing an amazing job sending us these samples twice a week. And these wastewater treatment plants are really the backbone of what we're working to accomplish here.
Now, if sequencing all of the RNA fragments in our wastewater sounds complicated, you are correct. Dr. Schacker says the limited samples they tested last year identified 6,000 unique pathogens. Since we're talking about wastewater here, though, he says many of those came from animals or otherwise pose no threat to us. But he says there were surprises, and understanding what those surprises mean is key before they surprise us, Jana.
As always on this beat, it's both gross and fascinating. Thanks, Kent.